go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night, 9 p.m. We are here. We are back. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show. It is episode 20 of us giving you laughs aplenty. How do you like that one? Took me 3 weeks to think of that one.
3 weeks and you're a rhymer. I love that.
It is episode 20. We were happy to announce that. We've been with you for 5 months now. Is that's the math, right?
I'm not sure if exactly it's the right math.
It's about almost 5 months.
More or less. We're back.
Thank you guys. We were off for about 2 weeks. A little vacation. I think, is this considered like season 2 now?
Season 2. This
season 2 of the Hershey and the Keegs Show.
This is what the TV stations are advertising it as.
Exactly.
Season number 2. And we're back with a vengeance.
We are back. We're happy to be back. We missed you guys.
I know I missed you guys. Before us talking about how they missed us, or we missed them, we can talk about how we missed our little family here.
Yeah.
Hershey, Keegs, Silly Sally, and we're back.
Yeah.
And it feels good. It feels right.
It feels right. Like last Tuesday and even the Tuesday before, it just felt like something was missing.
Something's missing.
Because this is my outlet.
This is where you go to let out.
Yeah, they don't let me talk at home.
You don't speak at home.
I don't get to speak at home.
No.
I'm surrounded by strong, independent women.
Right.
That don't let me say a fucking word.
And a dad who doesn't barely speak to you.
and an emotionally distant dad.
Right.
But
so you come here to let loose, to let all the feels out, whether they're the good feels, the bad feels. You let the feels go.
Yeah, and usually it's only 6 days of feels that I have to let out.
Right.
Now it's like 3 weeks of feels that are going to explode all over this room.
Well, I knew I felt something on my knee, so I'm excited to hear about your exploding feels. We're happy to see Sally. You doing okay, Silly Sally?
Yeah, I'm good. I missed you guys.
Silly Sally is
it's
wearing
not the same week.
She's wearing some Hershey and Keegs merch right now. So
oh, yeah.
I don't know if we can get a camera on
Sally doesn't love the camera on her, but at some point I think we will get that on her if that's okay.
We do have to show off that awesome merch. We have merch now.
Here, I can do this,
Hershey
right?
And the Keegs. Yeah.
How's this?
Silly Sally is wearing a three-quarter baseball tee that's a little bit longer on her because she has short arms, but it is a
short everything.
It is a really, really cool shirt. It's like a little bit of a indigo gray with a light gray and our oversized heads.
I've been trying to get my head on Sally's chest for years now.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Finally.
That's called breastfeeding.
I know. I'm like nursing you guys.
This is the one way I can do it without Tony Walker kicking my ass.
That's right. That's right. So thank you, Tony and Silly Sally, for ordering shirts. We got a whole shitload of orders when I was away this weekend. Yep. Every time an order came in, I was telling my boys about it. I was super jacked up about it, and we're appreciative of all the people who have bought merch.
I do have a bone to pick with my people, though.
Yes,
most of those orders are Mark Hirschman people.
Yeah.
Where's the Keegan love? I don't see a lot of Keegan love on
I'm
our merch
sure.
orders.
You're gonna have to
Guys,
push.
Come on, you gotta support me. I've been doing this for 10 years. I don't have much else.
Well, how do they find it?
they find it at they can go right on our Instagram page or my personal Instagram page,
Yep.
and if you click on the link tree there, it brings you right to our merch page.
And I'll even make it easy for people. Anybody who's interested in merch can very simply just text me or Mike or Facebook message me and Mike, and I will send you the easy link immediately. So it'll make it very simple. You
Very
text a
simple.
message, hey, I want merch. Boom, bonfire.com. It has, you can search up Herschy and the Keegs, and we'll get you the information.
And then even just as easy on my Facebook and personal Instagram, click on where it says Linktree, and it brings you right there. You'll see merch, and you can also catch all our episodes.
All the episodes, all the merch, all the laughs, all the love. Oh, wow.
Wow, I love it,
We're on
Mark.
fire tonight. Thank you,
Yeah,
buddy.
right?
Thank you. Let's keep this rocking.
Like we know what we're doing almost.
I want to, I have a whole lineage of stuff because I was away for a few days
Yeah, you
in
had a
North
lot
Carolina. But I know that you had written a picture of a eggplant and a chicken. I don't know if that was significant of anything that happened during your week away.
It doesn't not have anything to do with
Okay.
my week away. But,
So I know I heard something about your parents and Juliana and Friendlies.
they were babysitting Juliana.
Okay.
Juliana, and you guys mostly know Carla.
Yeah.
Very strong, independent woman. Juliana is definitely her mother's daughter. She doesn't take shit from anybody.
Right.
So Juliana's favorite thing when my parents are watching her, she loves to go to Friendlies because she loves to go to the claw machine where they have the stuffed animals.
The claw,
And
yeah.
that was always my dad's big thing. My dad loves that machine. He always loved winning me prizes.
Yep.
And now he does it for Juliana. So she always looks forward to that. They showed up at Friendlies the other night, and they get there, and there's a guy trying to use the claw machine.
Right.
And he goes, guys, don't even bother. The claw's not working.
The claw's not working.
The claw's not working.
Okay.
The life drained out of Juliana's body when
Oh
he said
my
that.
God in heaven.
And she goes to my dad. She goes, Poppy Mike, try it one time, see if it works.
One time, Papa.
One time, Poppy Mike. So he puts $1 in. Sure enough, doesn't work. So they have dinner, and the whole time Juliana's just very distant.
She's
And just
withdrawn. She's removed.
withdrawn.
She's upset.
But what had happened was, this has been on her mind the whole dinner. So she's
Yeah.
eating her food,
Right.
just thinking of how to. So as soon as she finishes her last bite, she goes to my parents. She goes, "I'll be back." She goes up, talks to a manager.
Wow.
She fucking, she Karen'd.
She
She
carried
went.
a
She
Friendlies
talked to a
manager. Wow.
And my parents are watching her walk to the front of Friendlies.
Right, they're
and
watching,
she's
they're monitoring.
Hand gestures. She's doing this like the claw.
Right.
And she's like yelling at this guy.
Yeah.
Really giving him the business.
Giving them the business.
Giving him the business.
Yeah.
Literally 3 full minutes. This guy's like intently listening to Juliana
Right.
talk about her displeasure with the claw machine.
Sure.
So my dad's like, all right, let me go see what's going on over there.
Yeah, check this shit
As soon
out.
as my dad's walking over there, Juliana starts walking back. My dad's like, oh, what's going on? Juliana goes, don't worry, Poppy Mike, I took care of it. And my dad's like, what does that mean? She goes, well, you know I have to always look out for myself. I made sure that their boss is going to have this machine fixed by the next time we get here.
Wow.
It's a fucking 7-year-old
Wow.
kid.
I figured she was going to walk back with $1 or something. I figured he'd give her $5 just to go away.
Most people do that to her when she's not happy with
Wow.
something. People just give her shit. But
Wow.
she did take, and sure enough, the machine's working now. So
It almost reminds me of a woman breaking her way into a comedy club so she can be on the last 5 minutes of a podcast. It almost reminds me. I wonder if she knows
don't
that
know,
mom.
She might know that lady.
She might know that lady, yeah.
I would think
Yeah.
that the 3 weeks would kind of like let Mark like forget all of
Yeah,
that.
I
but-
know.
No, that's
Listen, man, Mark Mark doesn't forget anything. He doesn't forget anything.
but they are women that don't take any shit from
Hey,
anybody.
you know what? God bless Carla for being a tough broad, single mom who's raised 2 great kids. That baby is a sweet little
She's
muffin.
the sweetest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But don't fucking mess with her.
Yeah.
Even she had a friend's birthday party.
Always something with you and these
And,
birthday parties. They're a fucking disaster.
How many birthday parties are there?
Every single day.
There were 3 just this weekend. It
Oh,
was
you know what? I
fucking-
actually
Intolerable.
forgot about that with the little kids. I remember one
Yeah.
time I was in like Target or something and I saw this one perfect gift and I bought like 27 of them just so that I never
Yeah.
had to go back for another gift and
Right.
everyone got whatever it was.
Everyone got a Cabbage
Exactly.
Patch doll
And
for years.
Also with little kids, like if it's Bianca's birthday, you have to get a present for Bianca's sister. 'cause
Right,
then they
right.
get upset. Like the
Cry
other night,
baby,
the other
little
night
bitch.
it was Carla's sister's wife's birthday, and we go over there. And I bought a present for Carla's sister's wife, but they have a kid, so I ended up having to give the kid a present.
This is a
and
mess.
if I give the kid a present and Carla's sister's wife, and I don't get Juliana something, then I'm in trouble. So I had to get
what
her
is-
a
is
present.
You're like
too.
Santa
Is
Claus.
every day
I am.
Christmas?
I show up. Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
So, so Juliana had a birthday party this weekend. I don't know if you know Luis Gomez. It was his niece is very good friends with Juliana.
Okay.
And Luis's sister's good friends with Carla. So
Okay.
Luis called up Carla
Sure.
and said, "Can you get Bianca, pick up a Nintendo Switch for her? It's going to be from me. I'll give you the money for it." So Carla goes, buys the Nintendo Switch for Bianca.
Right.
Juliana hears that Carla's buying a Nintendo Switch
It's-
for
the
Bianca.
story's awful.
Loses her fucking shit.
Flips her shit.
Like it was the worst thing that ever happened to her.
Worst day
Every
ever.
other kid in the world has a Nintendo Switch now except
Right.
Juliana. So I felt terrible about that.
Yeah.
So the next day I told Juliana, I sat her down and I said, "Listen, I'm going to get you a Nintendo Switch."
Right.
And she's like, "Yeah." But for 1 month, I just want nothing but good reports from school and gymnastics, because she's, gets in a little bit of trouble every
She's
now
a
and
little
then.
bit of a testy gymnast.
Yeah, she beats the fucking shit out of the gymnastics
yeah,
coach.
yeah, no, it's a pummel horse. It's
So
not
you gotta
good.
Pick her up. She's like, she hit 3 kids today.
Yeah.
But no, so I'm like, 1 month. So I'm like, I'm getting you a Nintendo Switch. Yes, I go, but I just want to hear nothing but good reports for 1 full month. Juliana looks at me and just goes, "Never mind." Never mind, I don't want the fucking Switch now.
Wow.
No confidence that she could do a month on good behavior.
So you didn't do it.
So the offer still stands.
Okay,
And
okay.
she's been good for the past 2 days.
Okay.
Got good reports for 2 days.
Good girl.
So now she just needs 29 more days of good reports.
I love this. Well,
But-
keep us abreast.
I will keep. I'll
Pardon
keep
the
everybody
pun.
posted, because I know everybody's gonna be waiting on bated breath.
I am waiting on a bated breath
Yeah,
for sure.
so.
Wow. Well, that's a good one. I'm proud of her and her stick-to-itiveness for the past 2 days.
She's 2 days, and today
Yeah.
she's just like, "Can we do 7 days instead?"
She is adorable.
You can tell, like she's
She's
dying
like a
to
button.
misbehave.
She's like a little button.
She's the cutest
Love
fucking
her.
thing in the world. That's why she gets away with so much shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
if
that's
she
how I am.
wasn't- Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how we survive.
That's how we survive.
We're
Yeah.
mischievous.
Mischievous isn't the word.
We're like, we're full of mischief and wonderment.
Yeah.
Tell her to
people-
do 11 days, because 11 days you need to form a habit.
Yeah.
right.
Okay, that's
So
a good
tell
idea.
her that.
11
It's like
days,
right in the middle.
11 full days of good behavior.
I
is
love
good,
this.
Yeah.
11 full days of good behavior. I just came back from 4 days of
Good behavior.
I don't know what you call it. Are you ready for me to unload? Are you
I
ready?
cannot wait to hear, because I purposely didn't ask you like how
We didn't talk, and I purposely didn't talk to him or you about this at all, because I have. I will say before we get to the stories that are a lot of laughs and such. I can't tell you that I've had a more satisfying trip. And like I would say my honeymoon, Aruba a few years ago, and maybe the first time I went to Disney.
Yeah.
But this trip was so satisfying for so many reasons.
Now, one thing I meant to ask you: this was not family; it was friends.
This is
right?
just so basically about 6
That's
months
why.
ago. No,
That's why.
That's
no.
exactly why.
I guess it was like 6 or 8 months ago. One of our buddies, this is a crew of mine from back in the day. He sent out a text that he wanted to have a bunch of guys down at his house in North Carolina. He moved down there about 10 years ago.
So now this is back in the day, high school. Back in the
This
day,
is
early
like
working.
some of these guys. I would say like high school and after. So it's a bunch of Oceanside guys that I got kind of connected with, and some of which I was
Puerto
with.
Ricans.
No, they're just Irish actually for the most part.
That's
For the most part.
Usually, I call Puerto Ricans Oceanside guys.
Oh no,
All right.
not at all.
Those
but it's just
Oceanside guys.
just guys that I've known for a long time and had different levels of hanging out with, but most of them I knew pretty well. A couple of guys I met for the first time, but I actually said yes 6 months ago. And as the months have gone on, of course, my anxiety about the whole idea has been increasing. I'm like, I'm going to actually leave the kids for 4 days. I'm going to go to North Carolina. Like for the normal person, that's not a big deal. For me, it's a lot, and it's been on my brain. Like, am I going to be okay leaving Stacy and the kids and work? And how am I getting down there? Well, the saving grace originally was my buddy Brian Gallagher saying, we're going to take my Jeep down, top off, I'm going to drive, and we're going to drive down there, knowing that I don't fly.
Yeah.
He wanted to have his car. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fucking do this.
Yeah,
I'm going to do
man.
this.
I'm a man.
I can do this, and I'm going to do this. So we approached the trip last Wednesday, and it's really going to happen. We're getting closer.
Now, is Stacy on board with everything?
She was cool about it. Yeah, she was cool about it. Obviously, just don't be stupid and do smart things and all that kind of thing. So the day before, Brian's like, you ready? I'm like, I think I am, Brian. I think I'm really ready. So the plan is all packed. My stuff that I wear on hangers is going to be by the door with my backpack and my luggage, and all I need to do is just get my sundries, as I call them. My toothbrush and all that kind of stuff.
I'm thinking of the list from the last vacation.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm
Vacation.
thinking. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was like that.
Like,
It was
what?
like
There were
that.
the weirdest things on that list.
So.
and you call them sundries like
Yeah.
you're living Mayberry.
Yeah, it was my Mayberry sundries, my panties, all that stuff. I have it all ready. Brian's like, all right, we're going to leave Oceanside at 5:50. You can leave your house at 5:30 to be here, and we'll leave from my house, stop for a bagel on the road at 6. So I go to sleep, and I'm okay. Like, I'm not in freak-out mode. Shockingly, that I'm going to be away for a few days, I'm still holding it together. So I
You
go to
seem
sleep.
like somebody. It makes you uncomfortable to not be uncomfortable.
That's exactly
like,
right.
Why is this
I
going
can't
so
enjoy
well?
life.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
enjoy life. Well, 4:40 a.m., 20 minutes before the alarm sets, I hear an explosion go off
Oh,
in the
of course.
neighborhood.
I know.
And next thing I know, I hear beep, beep, beep. The alarm in my house is now going off because we lost power because the transformer exploded around the block. So who comes running down but Big Red comes running downstairs. Little Red, Max comes running down. What the fuck's going on? Dogs barking, house pitch black. I'm supposed to go in the shower to get ready, and I'm like getting flashlights for them, and I'm trying to like, oh my God, like I gotta go. Like I have a schedule. So it was, I think I got a little bit of like, where are you going? And I'm like, well, I'm going to North Carolina, which obviously wasn't the best timing when the house was without power. And by the way, it was 645 degrees.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Right.
And Barbie doll calls up. My roof's still fucking leaking, right?
Holy shit. Well, thank God I found out that Barbie Dell's power was on, because that would have really freaked me out. But I get my shit together, take an ice cold shower in the fucking dark, because God forbid I can have a nice relaxing shower to start a trip like this, right? So I get in the car, I drive over. Obviously, I'm already not enjoying the trip whatsoever, because I'm worried about what's happening at home, what's going to happen if the stuff in the fridge goes bad. But, I get through that, and eventually on the way down to North Carolina, I get a call from Stacy or a text, power's back on. So, okay, I'm doing okay.
They just
at
said
this
I
point.
had ice cream for breakfast, and they were all set.
Yeah, but they made it through, and they weren't breaking my balls. They weren't driving me crazy. I would get updates periodically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
ultimately, it worked out. It was fine.
Yeah.
So I get to Brian Gallagher's. We get in the car. So to explain the dynamic, there was a point in the mid to late '90s that me, Brian Gallagher, and another Brian Yaris, we were inseparable for years. Good, but it wasn't a long period of time, but a few years, like 4 years, where we would go to Atlantic City together, just the three of us. We just clicked. We hit it off, and we loved being around each other, and we laughed, and we got each other better than anybody. It was just a thing that everyone knew that Mark, Brian, and Brian were going to be around each other.
Yeah.
We would go to Atlantic City. We would get a 2-bedroom room, and whoever lost the most would have to sleep on his own.
Yeah.
And the other two guys had to share a bed.
Yeah,
that was our
exactly.
thing.
Everyone had a nickname for you guys. The
Exactly.
three fags.
Yeah, no, the 3 cock smokers. That was what they were called us. Yeah. The 3 pillow biters coming to Atlantic City. So me and Brian are driving down there, and everyone's, people who were skeptical about the drive were like, that's a long ass drive. You guys are going to be miserable. Mm-hmm. We probably were on mile 400 before we even realized that we were driving. Like, we were just motoring through.
Do you guys see each other often now?
No,
'Cause
so
if you don't, that drive will go like this.
So me and Brian. So Brian lives in Oceanside, but he's living his life.
Yeah.
We talk, but we don't see each other a lot at all.
Yeah, so when you have a lot to catch up on like that, it goes like
Exactly.
so quick.
We're flying. The other Brian, who moved back to North Carolina probably almost 20 years ago. So I have seen him over the past 20 years, maybe 3 times. But we communicate, we text, but it's still different than being together. So we're heading down there. We're going to meet Brian Yaris at the hotel because although everyone was welcome to stay at Marty's house, we thought it would be a good idea that, we'll stay at the hotel just to give him, too many
space,
people, whatever. So we got 2 rooms. I got the single because I'm a whiny little Jew.
Yeah, exactly.
And but we had a joining, just so we were together the whole time, and it was great. As soon as we saw each other, all 3 of us, it was like no time passed. And it was it was a really, not to sound corny or hokey, but it was really a pretty awesome feeling, I have to say.
Yeah.
We went out for dinner with some of the other crew that night. Marty took us out for dinner to a fancy steakhouse.
Yeah.
It wasn't the whole crew yet, but it was part of the crew, and it was.
Yeah.
We just, everything was great, like I don't know what to say other than the fact that we just had a super time. We went back to our hotel that night. The rest of them went back to Marty's house, and me, Brian, and Brian just stayed up and we bullshitted just till 1 or 2 in the morning. So here's where the first story comes in. Now, mind you, Brian Yaris is a Jewish kid from Jersey who moved when he was a kid down to North Carolina. Then moved here in the 90s, only to move back a few years later to North Carolina, where he's been ever since. Yeah. He intermittently goes through having a regular Nebuchadnezzar Jewish accent to he kicks up a North Carolina accent better than anybody.
Yeah,
and you can never really tell which way he's going to go, but he's good either way. Yeah. So around 2 a.m., I'm like, listen, I know you have to wake up in the morning to make some work calls, and the other Brian Gallagher, he doesn't sleep. He wakes up 6 o'clock every day. So I said, let me sleep in. I'm up every day at 6 o'clock, dogs barking, kids screaming, wives screaming, let me sleep in. Yeah. And I'm not locking the intertwining doors. I'm leaving it open.
You just want to see what it's like, because it's been like 1,000 years since you've ever been able to sleep in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm in the air-conditioned room by myself, 64 degrees. I am on a king-size bed by myself, sleeping on a cloud. It's magic.
Yeah, you're like the king of the Jews.
The king of the Jews, that's right. I was wearing a yarmulke and I had long sideburns, and it was really phenomenal. And then, I feel someone standing over me in the morning, which is not unlike Brian to do something like that. He's like, so I look up, and he's a former minor league baseball player, 6'2", big guy, but not a big guy. Like he's like put together, you know. And I look up, and he's like, "Hey, sweetheart," and he's like, "We let you sleep in." So I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." And I think I'm rested, but I don't even know at this point, because I slept.
Yeah, because it was a long trip too.
So I get up. He's like, "Yeah, we let you sleep in." So I get up and I go brush my teeth, and I get myself together, put my clothes on, come back, pick up my phone. 6:20. It's 6:20.
An extra 20 minutes.
So I'm like, what the fuck happened here? He's like, we let you sleep in.
Oh my God.
So I'm up now. So now I'm up, and then I proceed to watch as Brian gives the other Brian a full-blown golf lesson. As I'm in bed trying to go back to sleep, he's instructing him on how to hold his head, how to hold the club, make sure you swing through. He does this thing, Brooke Shields, and he's teaching him. And I'm like, what in the fucking God's name is going on right here? Yeah. But I'm loving it because this is what used to happen.
You used to do, exactly.
And I'm loving every second of it.
Women and children came in.
Yeah, but exactly. Like 9/11 hit, Brian moved back to North Carolina, and everything fell apart. Yeah. Gallagher got divorced, everything kind of
Brian
broke
Gallagher
up a
claims that you cried. Did you cry?
I have cried. I don't know if I cried that day, but I cried.
Did you cry that weekend? Because I'm not surprised.
So I wasn't even mad that I was wide awake because I was just enjoying being around the camaraderie of these guys that was such an important part of my life for so many years, So that day we go over and we go to Marty's pool during the daytime. And Marty
there was no golfing. Like, he's just giving him...
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I apologize. Friday we golfed.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm like...
Friday we golfed.
Like,
that's right.
He's just standing behind the... It's all in the hips.
Yes.
It's all in the...
No. Friday we golfed, and we go to the golf course. Now we're playing at the Lonnie Pool Golf Course in North Carolina, which is the home course for North Carolina State. Okay, and it is a full-blown, big boy... one of the toughest courses you could ever imagine. Now, mind you, I haven't golfed in probably 12 years. We used to go golfing all the time in 1997 together, but not recently, obviously. So I'll send you the picture. I should have posted the picture. I decided, since I was going to be in North Carolina, redneck state, I was in a red, white, and blue shirt, red, white, and blue golf glove, red, white, and blue cleats, the whole thing. So they got a kick of that when I came out dressed like that. Everyone got a little chuckle that Herschy made a little funny.
Fucking little Uncle Sam douchebag.
You know, I don't know if I got the funny I wanted for $300 that I spent on the outfit.
I know, right? Exactly.
Come to think about it, I really went deep on this thing for a laugh. It's just so I'm so sad inside and damaged.
Seriously, you are so needy.
But we golfed. It was just balls hot. It was so goddamn hot. I took a couple of holcations because I was going to black out at one point. When the sun came out, you were basically going to die, you know? But we had a great day of golf. We sweated our balls off, and then we went back to Marty's house, to Marty's pool. Now, by this point, everyone is there, okay? The whole crew is there. So I'll make sure I give shout-outs to Brian, Marty, Oates, Bill, Dave, Mikey P, LaPiccolo, and me, okay?
LaPiccolo, that crazy son of a bitch.
So I'll tell the story about LaPiccolo now. Now, I wanted to say one thing. So Dave, I don't remember that well from 30 years ago, but I have a vague remembrance. He played a role.
Those are called repressed memories.
No, we didn't really know each other that well, but he played a role. Marty's boss from work spent the weekend with us. He played a role. Every one of these guys played a role in this weekend that if we were going to do the weekend again, I wouldn't want anyone else in it. Like, everyone played their role, and they were perfect in it. Nice. We hit the mark, you know? LaPiccolo, who I've known forever, 30 years, Chris LaPiccolo, great guy. He's like a little rough Italian guy, you know?
Hey, I'm LaPiccolo. Hey, come here,
not really like that.
Son of a
He's like,
bitch.
hey, fucking Hirsch, you know?
I'll fucking choke your fucking head off.
A little bit. But he's a great kid. I've known him since I'm 17 or 18 years old. So this was the first really, really, really good laugh that we had. So you're in North Carolina, and there's some fucking creatures. There's some bugs that are not typical. Like, I was on the golf range. I was swinging, and I could have sworn the insect that I saw was basically like a tomato with legs. It was this big fucking red thing, and it was just walking along. I didn't fuck with it. It didn't fuck with me. So there were some things.
I've seen alligators on the course.
Well, that's in Florida.
Carolina.
I don't think.
No, North Carolina. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God you're telling them now.
Well, we didn't see that. I just saw more insects. So at a couple of times there was like a little bit of maybe a hornet swell or bees or whatever, and there was one bee that was annoying Gallagher and LaPiccolo. It was kind of flying around them, and Gallagher, in all of his splendor, decides that he's going to hide near LaPiccolo, which is, I think the bee was chasing Gallagher, so he figured if he goes near LaPiccolo, maybe LaPiccolo would get bit and not him. But I don't think he really thought that was going to happen, but it did. And LaPiccolo he got bit in the neck.
Oh, fuck, really?
He got bit in the neck by something.
Hey, you fucking Irish prick.
So LaPiccolo,
I'm sorry that I don't even know I'm making him Joe Pesci.
I got to tell you, no, he's a bigger kid than Joe
fucking
Pesci.
Irish.
They're all watching, by the way.
I will tell you
They're all
that
laughing.
His reaction, we were dying when he's like, "Oh my fucking God, it hurts! My fucking bee bit me! I got bit by a fucking bee! I gotta call my wife! I'm fucking dying! Get me some fucking ice! Ah! The fucking bee bit me! Hirsch! I'm fucking hurt!" And at one point, we had no idea if he was bullshitting, if it was real.
It's like the fucking end of My Girl.
It was. We couldn't even breathe.
In
we were
the
laughing
throat,
so
though,
hard.
I'd be freaking out.
I got one in the throat one time.
But hold on.
Yeah, you did.
He had never been bit before. So we're like, is this fucker going to go anaphylaxis on us and then going to ruin the whole fucking thing? So luckily, they did. I think they either called his wife or Marty's wife, who I believe is an EMT, to make sure. So the fucker, he takes 2 Benadryl. Okay, right. We're ice packing him. Gallagher, who's the sweetest kid in the world, now feels horrible that he basically turned this bee on LaPiccolo.
He beat him.
And the weeping doesn't subside. It's like every few minutes, fucking bee bit me, it hurts.
It's supposed to last like 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's going deep. He's going deep with it.
The
Eventually,
was probably still in there. That's why it hurt.
I think it probably was. We tried to get it out, or Gallagher tried.
You know what you got to do? You got to pee on his neck.
No, we had done that the night before. It had nothing to do with the bee. But So it eventually subsides. I think after the combination of 12 beers, 2 Benadryls, and whatever else he endured that day, he finally quieted down, and we basically. We were fine.
And unfortunately, the Piccolo passed away 3 days ago.
No, so we were worried about the pickle at first, but ultimately he came through, and it was really.
He wants you to know you're an ass.
Yeah. It was so funny though.
Glad to hear you.
So the funniest part to me, the next day we're at Gallagher's pool again during the daytime. Marty has this crazy ass brunch for us. You don't understand that. And Marty, at the end of the weekend,
I like this Marty. He's got a couple bucks.
He's just a great guy, gracious host. The trip meant a lot to him because to have everyone come, there was Dave flying from Connecticut, Pinto from Jersey, me and Gallagher driving from. There were people coming from all over for this trip.
Fucking Griffin and Squee.
Yeah, they came. Yeah, Lenny and Squiggy came in from Milwaukee. Everyone came in.
So Carla makes fun of me all the time because I have friends like that with we would just call them by their last name and they have nicknames like my friend Brandt and fucking Gallagher and all these guys. Right. Carla's like, you're so fucking white.
That's right. No, it's true. No, Porky and Kumquat came over.
Exactly,
they were all there.
Yeah.
So Marty he sports for the dinner for us, which was mad cash. Yeah. Then Saturday morning we come over. Me and Brian waltz in after sleeping fucking in the beautiful hotel. Yeah. And then there's bacon, sausage, grits, the whole 9 yards. So we go back out to the pool. And so you have Le Piccolo, who had gotten almost killed by the killer bee.
He said the stinger is still in there.
Still in there, yeah.
Oh my God. Jesus.
So now this other guy,
that out, tweezers.
This other guy,
Sorry,
Mike Pinto.
Chris.
Mike Pinto is a low key, great kid who I do remember from back in the day, but again was not super tight with him. I didn't know him that well. He's just a very chill kind of guy. So I'm in the pool.
Jimmy Piccolo?
This is Jimmy Pinto. No, okay. Mike Pinto. So Mike Pinto. I'm in the pool and he's sitting on the ledge, and there's like a wasp like circling him,
like a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Exactly, it's exactly right. Mr. Pinto.
Oh, I hear your friend was stung by a bee.
I'm gonna take a chunk out of you right now, Mr. Pinto. So you see the wasp circle, and it lands on Pinto's neck, and it bites him.
Okay? No.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So he doesn't say a word, and I hear and this is typical Mike Pinto, at least from what I know of him, just very chill, relaxed guy. He's like, "Oh, I got bit." And that was it. He didn't move. He didn't get up. He didn't howl. He didn't scream for his wife. I got bit, motherfucker, bee! He didn't do that. No, he didn't do any of that stuff. He was just, and I went over to him, and he had within seconds, he had like a melon on him. He had a melon on him already. Yeah. So he had gotten bit. I think someone tried to justify it that the pickle had got bit by a bee, and Pinto had only got bit by a wasp. I guess
it might be a different bite.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into who
or one of your friends.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem like the pickle was faking it. Maybe Pinto was just a super tough guy. Maybe it's a combination of both. Or
maybe like you guys probably fucked with the pickle the day before, and now this guy Pinto is like, I don't want them fucking with me.
I don't know, man, because I was looking at his face just to see like if he was.
Pretend this isn't destroying my life right now.
You know, that's a good point. I don't think so, because I was looking at his face to see if he was like biting his lip or like squeezing his balls so it didn't hurt his neck.
Exactly.
You know? But ultimately he was fine. We never even got him ice. We never even got him out of the pool. Yeah. He was just good to go. Yeah. So that was during the day. Now the guys after the pool visit, they all who were sleeping there went in. They were going to plan to go into town, have a couple of drinks, whatever. Me, Brian, and Brian decided we wanted schluffies. You know what a schluffy is?
No.
Schluffy is
happy ending massage.
Oh no, that was the next day. Okay. No. Schluffies are it's a Yiddish word for taking a little nap. And me and Brian, being the only Jews, we use the word schluffy for years.
You're gonna have to spell it.
I would say SCHL UFYS maybe or something.
Okay.
But it's like a little nap.
I love schluffies.
Yeah. So this is another hilarious thing. So the air conditioning in my room you're hanging beef. It's like Rocky in my room in the hotel room.
Whenever I get a hotel room, first thing I do is fucking set it.
Oh, I had it on 64. I posted the picture of it. It was ice cold. Their room was not as cold because Gallagher doesn't like it as cold, but they were fine. Yeah. So we take me and Gallagher, me and Yuri's take schluffies. Gallagher has a little domesticated issue. He has to run to the store, so he didn't get to. But I had said to them, we're going to leave at 5:20 p.m. to go to the game. We're going to see the Durham Bulls play.
Oh, nice.
And it turns out we saw the Durham Bulls play the Norfolk Tides, and Matt Harvey was pitching against them.
Oh, really?
Got his ass handed to him.
Really?
3 home runs in
Good.
1 inning.
Good.
So I said, we're only
And
5.
Susan Sarandon comes out.
She was there, and Crash Davis was there also.
Yeah.
But I said, there's no
What a
reason to wake
hacky
me up.
thing I just said,
There's
by the
no
way.
reason to wake me up any earlier because 5 o'clock is good. 5:20, I'll be showered, ready to go. The ballpark is 10, 15 minutes away. So they're like, all right, cool, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm sleeping, and I'm feeling like I'm in the best nap ever, okay? Yeah. And I wake up, and guess who's standing there? But Hillbilly Jim, Brian Urie's there. And he says to me, he goes, you always sleep in that position? So I said, what? He goes, I've seen you sleeping 3 times this weekend in that position. And I'm like, well, I know 2 times you see me sleeping. What's the other time?
Third time.
What's the other time?
Unsettling.
So I sleep like I have my hands under my head and my knees are bent like I'm in a little baby fetal position, you know? And I'm facing the wall.
I do just like about that, but one of my legs is straight out and the other one
Oh, no.
is
My knees are bent in a
do
little,
this.
like I'm
And
spooning.
you do the
Bent one-
hand thing too?
I have my hands like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I just was asking you. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I am sleeping. I have no idea.
Can we get to the bottom of this third time that he saw you sleeping?
So I don't know. It's not shocking that happened. But so now it's
It's
4:40
a
when he
little
does that up. He does. It's 4:40. No.
I was watching you sleep, and the way you were sleeping made it so hard for me to come.
No.
Okay.
You have to realize this is the dynamic that we have between
Yeah,
us.
no, we
like
just watch each other.
We love each other.
We
We
just
watch each other
do
sleep.
schluffers.
I wasn't bothered, by the way.
Schluffers.
Hold on a second. You have to realize something. I was not bothered whatsoever by him watching me sleep. I was bothered the fact that it was 4:40 when he was watching me
Yeah,
sleep.
exactly.
When I wanted that extra 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I obviously had not gotten a lot of sleep previous to this the past couple of days. But so I get up, I shower, we get to the game, have a great time at the game. Now this story that I'm about to tell, I think that just Big Brian Uries knows about it. I don't think the other guys know about it. But I will tell you that it's a great story. Okay, so we're at the game. Now, again, you take 9 guys who, most of which haven't seen each other for a long time. So we're watching the game. We're 3 rows from the field. Bill and Marty got us super seats. We're right by the first base dugout.
Who's Bill now?
Bill is Marty's boss, who just
okay.
got involved in the weekend, and he played a role.
Billy
just
the
like
boss.
Dave, Pinto, me, whatever. He's great.
Billy the boss.
Billy Bossman. So Billy Bossman got us these seats. As we get into the game, Billy Bossman hands us each $10 vouchers for food or drink. And I'm like, this is like a camp counselor. Like he took such good care of us. I'm like, oh, thanks, Counselor Bill.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So I use my voucher to buy him a beer because I'm such a class act.
Beers aren't like $14 like
I
they
don't
are
know.
here.
You know what? I mean, I only bought a beer, water, and peanuts there, and I bought this shirt, by the way, that says Durham City on it. Or the city
Oh,
of
nice.
Durham.
I like it.
Yeah, it's so soft and
Yeah,
buttery.
I thought you were at a fish concert.
No, it's soft and buttery. I love it. So it's just so soft. So what we're doing is we're watching the game, but everyone's bullshitting. No one's really paying that much attention.
Yeah.
So around the 4th or 5th inning,
I've often been described as soft and buttery.
You are soft and buttery.
Yeah.
You are delicious. There's no question.
Yeah.
You're like a tie-dye shirt. So out of the corner of my eye, I see, like in front of me to the right, I see Gallagher standing up, and I see on the big screen it says "Support our troops," and then in my ear I hear, "If you're able to stand, please do." So I'm assuming that this is them making an announcement that we're going to honor the troops. Please rise. So I see Gallagher get up, then I see Pinto get up. So then I stand up, and then everyone in our group is standing, except for Yuri's. Big Brian is sitting next to me, So we're standing up, and within a minute, I'm looking around, and there's nobody. Not only is there nobody in our section standing other than us, but they're all looking at us and clapping. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening here right now? Why is that happening? Why are they all looking at us and applauding? So I look down to Brian Yuri's next to me, and he's just shaking his head. And I'm like, first of all, why is nobody else standing in the row?
I have douche chills right now because I know what's going on.
And why are they all clapping at us? He's like, because you fucking jerk offs. They think you're in the military and you're not. So sit the fuck down. So
you're just like, hey, I'm able to stand up.
Yeah, so we're standing up. We're getting the applauses from all of them.
You can't do that.
We're getting applauses from them, thinking that we're in the, that we didn't know why. And the funny thing is, and I didn't even talk to Pinto about this, but at some point I watched as he kneeled down. He didn't fully sit down, but he got like halfway down, and I'm like, he knows that we're not supposed to be standing.
Yeah.
So once I figured it out, and Yuri's told me and made fun of me and told me that I was a jerk for standing, he said I laughed harder than I have in 25 years. I couldn't even catch my breath. I thought it was the funniest thing.
You walk out, some little boys like, thank you for your service, sir.
Exactly.
I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Oh, yeah. I was taking pictures, everything. Because I look like a military hero. I
did 2 tours in the Bahamas.
That's right. Bahamars.
Bahamars, I'm sorry.
I did 2 tours in Bahamar. That's right. Bahamar. So we proceed to have just a great time. And that was the night that... So me and Gallagher had to leave that next morning at like 5 a.m. because that night, Sunday night, he had to take his son to orientation in Binghamton. So he had to get home by 3 o'clock so he can be back on the road by 3 to Binghamton.
Man.
This is the kind of kid
Fucking
Gallagher will do
man.
anything for anyone and never complain.
That's the salt of the earth.
He is the salt of the earth. He really is.
He deserved to stand.
Yeah,
military
he did
or not.
deserve. Yeah, exactly. So we have to leave early. So we're leaving the game by like... We see the fireworks display. It was phenomenal. And then we all met at the bar upstairs, by the stadium. And it was like, I don't know if it felt a little emotional that we were leaving each other.
Yeah.
I know I went down to the gift shop and I bought Marty a hat, just as a little token of, just not so much of appreciation, but just to remember the weekend by. Like whenever you use that hat.
USS Intrepid on it.
Yeah, it said Saudi Arabia War. Yeah, Gulf, Persian Gulf. But
Operation Desert Storm.
He had some tears in his eyes, and we hugged it out, and there was a lot of I love yous, and it was it was a really, really, really.
I'll tell you what, man,
fantastic trip.
Yeah. You created memories, and weekends like that don't come along every so often.
I don't know what kind of expectations that I had for this trip going into it, other than the fact that all I wanted to do was go away and not have anxiety attacks. That was that was my goal. I wanted to see Oates, Yuri's, Marty, Gallagher. I wanted to see those guys, but I didn't want to be waking up in a hotel room freaking out. And I will tell you that not once the whole weekend did I ever have that. Once I knew that the kids were good, my mom was okay, power was back on, but being back with these guys, and Oates is one of my closest friends who I see all the time. He lives locally, but beyond that, I don't really see the rest of these guys a lot. Yeah. It was extremely satisfying. The ride home, we were just bullshitting, and again, it was going quick. I would
feel comfortable too if I had a giant man looking over me while I was
man,
sleeping,
he's the best.
Knowing that I was safe and sound.
I will tell you, the past couple of days have been a little rough for me because knowing that I'm not going to have that for a little while. I don't know when, with my boys, it's
really
rough.
Should try whatever you could do to make it like a yearly thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be a real yearly thing, or maybe we should do a better job of getting together here, or maybe going down. You're right, maybe every other year or whatever. But Brian and I drove there and back, and it was totally fine, except for the little ending blip that I'm going to tell you guys right now that I didn't really tell anyone about. I only told Stacy last night. I only told her last night because she wasn't loving the idea of me driving there and driving back. So the story was not exactly something that I was proud to tell her about.
It was the pit stop at Pizza Pizza, wasn't it?
Pizza. We stopped at Pizza Pizza. We had no pants on. We were just wearing short shirts with our tallywhackers dangling out.
That's right.
So me and Bri made it through the whole entire trip. We were almost through Jersey into Brooklyn, and we were driving along, just listening to music, bullshitting, having a good time. And the car in front of us, so this was not far away from us. This was about, I would say, whatever the car length was, 60, 80 feet. So there's a lady in front of us, and there's a motorcycle to the right, and he was driving a little douchey, and she was driving a little douchey, and he wound up going to turn into her lane, and he clipped her. And next thing you know, we see the guy on the motorcycle go flying off of the motorcycle. So immediately, two things I think went through our head. Number one, we were going to see a dead man any minute.
Yeah.
And number two, we were going to get smashed from behind.
Yeah.
We did not get smashed from behind. And to this minute, I know that someone was looking out for us because we should have been hit from behind. Because this lady nailed her brakes and we nailed our brakes. We didn't hit her. So the guy on the motorbike, again, I'm thinking 100% death. No question about it. He goes flying in the air, does a somersault, stands up, stands the fuck up, okay? And he just starts running around saying, "You believe this fucking bitch? You believe this fucking bitch?" And he's carrying on. And I'm looking, me and Brian look at each other like, "Huh? What the fuck? What the hell did we just see?" Wow. We couldn't believe it. And we're looking, he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt, no jacket, and a helmet. He does have a helmet on. So he has no cuts. He has no cuts. He has no nothing. Whether he had on his back, I don't know, because we didn't see that. But he winds up coming over to my window. We're fully stopped on the Verrazano Bridge. We're
Yeah, he
stopped.
said, that's what Brian just said. He said, and it was on the freaking Verrazano
Yeah, we're
Bridge.
fully stopped.
That's wild.
And I open my window, and he's like, "You fucking believe that? You guys believe what you just saw? You believe that happened?" And we're like, how the fuck are we talking to a dead
How are you
person right
alive?
now?
Yeah.
Like, you're dead right now. You're dead.
This guy did a flip and a 360 over a motorcycle.
Full
and he's
360.
fine. Your one friend gets bit by a fucking mosquito. And
fucking hurt! Got bit by a bee! The bee fucking bit me! So so you know what he says to me? He goes, "You fucking believe that? You believe that's bullshit?" So I was like, "You better call 911. That's what I said to him. And so Brian's the guy who pulls someone out of the water if they fall into a fucking ravine, okay?
Yeah.
So I look at him like, "Bri, Noah's got to leave in about an hour and a half. We got to get out of here."
Yeah, right.
So the lady is like parked so that we can maybe squeeze through on the left side. So we see that the guy is seemingly okay. She's in her car. She's totally fine. She's a little bit shook, I'd imagine, that she just killed someone who's now walking around. And we drove off. We have no idea. Then as we were passing, we saw 65 ambulances head back.
Right.
So it's possible that the guy stroked out and died.
He's definitely
But
dead now,
it was the most frighteningly
Wow, that's
weird.
crazy.
You would have never thought in a million years that he lived. But he did,
Wow.
and we made it home, and me and Brian said our farewell wells, and I went home, and I was, cleaning poop and doing whatever I was doing.
Back to the old.
Back to the old, but I was happy to see the kids and Stacy, and checked in with my mom and the dogs, and it was cool. But getting back to work yesterday was a little bit rough.
Yeah.
I missed the guys, and but here we are, and like you said, maybe we should do a better job.
Do a better
this
job,
crew.
because this way it's not like in the back of your head like, "Oh, when is this ever going to happen again?" You know what? Let's
Right.
fucking make it happen again.
I think we should
We're
make
not
it
gonna
happen
live
again.
forever. We had a great time. I want to do like something like that with my friends. Hey, step up, fuckos.
So do you have friends? Some are misplaced. Do you have?
I do. There was a core 6 of us
Okay.
in high school.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike,
Okay.
Scooter, and Gumball.
Okay, right.
No, it was me, Johnny D, Marty. I had a Marty also.
Same guy. Yep.
Nikki D.
Right.
We don't.
You had a lot of
speak to him
Ds.
anymore.
Yeah.
Bubba.
Right. Of course.
And he lives
Clinton.
down in Florida now.
Okay. Perfect.
And Matty Klein.
Right.
And Matt's
Token Hebe.
fucking the token he
Nice.
group. Yeah.
I love it.
He's very wealthy financial advisor now, and
Okay.
hasn't really spoken to us.
Okay.
Johnny D, I still talk to all the time. He lives on Long Island.
Okay.
He married Marty's sister,
Okay.
so it was always like a kind of a weird thing. Like Marty's sister was 2 years younger than us.
Okay.
And it was always like, don't touch Marty's sister. Nobody touches Marty's
Right.
sister. But then we
Yeah.
get in high school and we're all hooking up with Marty's sister's friends and shit.
Of course we are.
And but still, no, don't touch Marty's sister. So then one night, we hadn't hung out in like months, but Marty and John were always very close growing up. Their families were close.
Sure.
So we're in my backyard because we hadn't seen each other. It was in college, so it was like when everyone's home from college.
Right.
It had been months. So we're in my backyard drinking beers.
Yep.
And I look in the corner, I see Johnny D making out with Marty's sister.
I love
I'm like,
that.
dude, Marty's here. Get the fuck off.
Get
Marty's
at it.
He's like, no, he knows. We've been dating for like a couple months now.
Wow.
So Marty knew, and then they ended up getting married. And Marty lives out in California now. He lives out in Napa.
Perfect.
So I'd love for all of us to get together, which we do around the holidays, because Marty's sister obviously married Johnny D.
Right.
Marty's parents live here, and it was funny. Marty's parents are divorced.
Right.
Now
We all knew that.
Exactly. So Marty and John were best friends growing up, and
Okay.
me and John were best friends growing up.
Right.
And me and Marty didn't like each other because we felt possessive over
Possession,
Johnny.
yeah, right. You wanted to
Johnny
each
did.
kiss him,
He
yeah.
wanted him. I wanted him. yeah.
Right.
So eventually, me and Marty just ended up being
You
close
hook-
and kicking
you
John.
hooked up.
Me
You
and
hooked
Marty
up and got rid
hooked
of them. Yeah.
but Marty and John were best friends, and we all played baseball together
Yeah.
since we were in like kindergarten, first grade. Now Marty's mother married this guy Harry,
Right.
And this is probably when we were in college.
Dirty Harry, yeah. That's because his shorts were never clean. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dirty Harry.
Nothing to do with the movie.
So now Marty's sister Jamie married John.
Okay.
And now Harry is making a speech at the wedding.
Okay.
And he ended up marrying Jamie, and Marty.
Are you following all this?
It is a little confusing.
Yeah.
But Harry's making
I think
the
I
speech
got it.
Yeah.
at John and Jamie's wedding.
We all got that. Yeah.
All right. So Harry's making the speech, and he goes, "John, you've been in my family longer than I've been in my family."
Right.
Because the divorce and
Right.
everything. So it was very emotional. But that was our core group, and now it's just really me, Marty, and John that are still kind of close.
Well, so here's what I'm going to tell you this, okay? This kind of thing that happened this weekend can only happen if there's someone, and in this case it was all Marty,
Yeah.
where like you can talk about an event. There's been times I'll see buddies like, oh, we'll all get together,
Yeah.
and it doesn't happen. So what you need is a Sergeant Hulka. You need my big toe,
toe, yeah.
a big toe. Marty was the big toe where he was not letting go of this.
Yeah.
A couple of guys fell off.
Yeah.
A couple of guys we were hoping that would come didn't come, and that's okay. But there would be a text every couple of weeks. All right, guys, it's getting closer. Everyone got their flights. Everyone got their, their hotels. Yeah. Everyone got this.
Yeah.
And when I tell you that he planned out an agenda from when Dave flew in on Wednesday, it was, dinner, and then wherever they went, and then Thursday when we got in, and then the ball game, and down to pizza on Friday night. Like, he had everything just planned away. So if it's not going to be you, it has to be someone else in the group who's going to take the bull by the horn.
Yeah, I'd like to do that where we all go visit Marty out in California because he's the one that's all so far away.
Okay, so who is legitimately, because you know that there's bullshit guys. Doesn't mean they're bad guys, but bullshit guys who legitimately, other than you, will go to make a trip like that happen.
Marty and John will, and maybe Matt, Matty
Okay.
Klein.
So just plan it a year from now.
Yeah,
You know what
Nick
I mean?
We don't really talk to anymore. He had the falling out with the group.
Yeah.
And then Bubba lives down in Florida, but I think John still talks to him. But
I would say follow in the steps of Marty, Sergeant Hulka, Big Toe.
I like it.
And just do it.
Yeah.
And don't bullshit about it. And make notes for yourself to remind yourself to do it.
I would even take the lead and set it up just so we go out and nap it. And
That's
visit
what I'm
Marty.
saying.
Yeah.
Does he have a place
Because you know
can
what's
stay?
going to happen is because you guys are going to get to an age where the next time you see each other, it's like someone's funeral.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice. That's
exactly.
uplifting.
I know. I hate
Yeah.
to say that because
Yeah.
you do
No,
like the
that's true.
weddings at first,
but not if
and then
we-
all of a sudden it's like that.
No, but not if we still were young enough to keep on doing
right.
it.
That's what I mean. Don't put it off.
Like Marty would probably do this once a year, I'm
Yeah,
guessing. So
exactly.
it's just a matter of us making the commitment that we're going to take a couple of days. I mean, I was only off for work for 2 days for it. I left Thursday morning, came home Sunday night.
Yeah.
So
I would like to make that happen, and it would. I know how special it would be because I'm thinking of my group of friends.
Yeah.
When you're talking about your group, and
I'm going to goal you for this.
yeah,
I'm going to goal you to sell 10 items of clothing in the next month for the
because
Herschy and
listen,
the Keegs.
Like I said before, Hirschman's people have been buying stuff left and right, and my people, you guys are looking.
Well,
you guys
that's
look like shit right now.
Sally and Tony are half of they're each of our people.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you got Sally and Keegs. I got Sally. You got
I
Tony.
got big tone.
Tony, yeah. So you got one in the hole.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do
Tony,
this.
I got Tony in the hole.
Yeah, you got Tony. You want to get Tony right in his hole.
Yeah.
I want you. Are we getting a lot of comments? Or what's happening over there?
Yeah. Well. I read all the ones from your friends. They're all watching, so it
I'm
was
so-
really kind
Hey
of
guys,
nice.
thanks for watching, guys. I'm glad you're watching after dealing with this maniac for a weekend.
You know, God, man, it was such a good time. And I even told these guys that I would send them the link tomorrow because most people do listen the next day because they're busy and they working and all that stuff. But
plus, you guys can share it to everybody you know. And
we talked about it over the weekend. We talked about the podcast, and I'm happy they're listening. Hopefully, they enjoyed it, and hopefully, I don't know other than Yuris who knew about the support the troops story, but it was really just so funny. Great little ballpark, by the way, the Durham Bull Stadium.
Yeah.
Great little area down there.
I wanted to go. I ended up one of my old jobs. I had to go to North Carolina for business.
Okay.
And it got cut by 2 days, so I only got to spend 1 day down there. I didn't get to do anything. I wanted to go to a game there, and they have an ostrich farm.
Oh, really?
There's an ostrich farm by the airport.
I didn't know that you were an ostrich lover.
Yeah, they do ostrich races.
Oh, okay.
I do love ostriches.
Yeah.
And I wanted to check that out.
I bet you could beat an ostrich in a foot race.
I could.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think you could.
I am
and if you didn't, you just grab it by the fucking neck.
Grab it by its fucking neck, but I'm very deceivingly quick.
No, you are. You do
Quick
look
and
quick.
nimble, yeah.
Yeah. No, you are nimble and quick for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you I went to monkey races?
Monkey races.
Yeah.
Where was this? And don't say something bad that's going to get us banned. Just where were they?
No. There was.
He had
He's
to.
been so good. He's
I
been
know.
so good, this son of a bitch.
11 days
Out
he
by,
needs
like,
not doing that.
I don't know what town. I guess it's like
Shirley?
I guess it's considered like Patchogue. You know Bald Hill, like the amphitheater.
Oh, yeah. So that
Whatever
is
town that is.
Pat Med or
They
something?
so they have like a big carnival there every year.
Okay.
And I think they outlawed it now, but a couple years ago, they had monkey races where they would tie monkeys, like capucha monkeys. They would tie them onto the back of a dog.
What?
Yeah. And fucking, they would dress the monkeys up like little jockeys.
What?
And
Shut up.
I swear to God.
Did you write this story when you were on mescaline?
This might have been like that time I did those edibles when I went to the doctor.
Seriously, is there a real deal?
No,
here?
I swear to God, I have a video, and I'll bring it next week.
Oh my God,
I have
that's
video
amazing.
of these monkey races. If you look at my Venmo page, my profile picture on the Venmo page is a monkey on my back, and that was one of the monkeys that was racing.
Can you ever get that monkey off your back?
Never was able to get that monkey off my back. But dude, it was so cool.
Oh my God!
They dressed them up like tiny little jockeys.
Yeah,
and they like fucking duct taped them to the back of this
that
dog.
Is, how many? Are we talking 40 years ago? Are we talking?
We're talking about 5 years ago.
And what kind of dogs? Do they use greyhounds or any old
greyhounds.
dog?
They were like just mutts, like just fucking mutts that you would find on the side of the road.
So it was called Mutts and Monkeys?
Mutts and monkeys. They
Oh
were
my
not any
gosh.
specific type of dog, just
Yeah.
medium-sized dogs.
Well, they were monkey carriers. They were a special dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just medium-sized dogs of all mixed
Phenomenal.
breeds, and but literally, and I think they still do it because the festival, the carnival,
Yeah.
I guess originates in the South, and they travel.
I would say that's
they
probably
did it up
likely.
here for 1 year, and I think fucking animal rights activists were all over it.
So,
because literally, like this. The monkey's like hanging off this dog.
Wow.
Because it's just fucking attached by duct tape.
wow.
Yeah, and it was exciting.
So the monkeys don't hold on to like the rope.
Nothing really to hold on to. Maybe the collar. They hold on to the collar. They don't even really know. And then like the monkey, like you get to take a picture with it afterwards, but it doesn't want to take a picture with you, so they're just like beating the fuck out of the monkey. It was
What
It
in
was very
God's
uncomfortable.
name? Oh, so you're saying that this is something that originated in the South, came here, didn't really last in Patchogue
It
of
lasted
all places.
1 year, and then I know that they had the fair this year.
Yeah.
But the monkey races were not on the bill.
We are having the fair. No monkeys this year,
No
though.
monkeys this year, dude. Like, so what happened was I was dating this girl at the time, and she had a daughter. So I'm like, all right, let's take her to this carnival.
Always someone with a daughter this
Yeah,
time.
what is that?
I only like chicks with daughters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because eventually they become 18.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I just
Yeah.
gave my. So, so I'm like, all right, there's this carnival by your house. So I'm looking and I'm like, monkey races. And I looked it up on the website, and it showed exactly what it was. And like this girl wanted to do everything. She wanted to go on every ride. I'm like, you're not going on one fucking ride until I see these monkey races.
I mean, for real.
I was throwing kids out of the way, so I had a front
Yeah.
row seat, and it was the coolest.
I'll make a commitment to you. If you can find these monkey races still happening within 400 miles of our home, I will go with you to the
All
monkey
right,
races.
let's do it.
Within 400 miles is, me and Brian did 525 miles in 8.5 hours.
Yeah.
So that would be probably like 6 Yeah,
Like
I would
from
do
here
it.
to Washington D.C.
If you or Virginia, no, even Virginia.
Yeah, I bet Virginia has them.
Yeah, so
and you had to see the guy that runs these things.
Yeah.
He fucking steps out of this trail, is fucking Joe Dirt looking guy.
I love him.
And he owns the monkeys and the
Of
dogs.
course he does.
And he comes out, all right.
I wanna be
fucking-
that guy.
Oh, dude. And he just fucking whips these things so that they run.
I want to be a
Sally's
monkey.
cringing because
I know. I'm like,
she knows
these
that
poor
they beat the
monkeys.
fuck
I have
out
to
of these
adopt
dogs.
all these monkeys
Jeez
now.
Louise.
Yeah. I think the monkeys are. I feel worse for the dogs because you're making them run with a monkey on their back and
Right.
you're duct taping their fur.
You just keep on telling them, like, get that monkey off your back.
It's like you see one of the dogs looks at you like the guy from Green Mile, like, oh, I'm just tired, boss. I'm just tired of people being ugly to each other.
Oh, that's such a good film.
Yeah, great movie.
All right, so that's your job. You're going to research that for
Yeah,
us
next
to see if we
week,
can
guys,
find
you'll
it.
have a little more information on these.
And then
monkey
maybe we'll
races.
do like a Hershey and Keegs trip to monkey races. We can do
live
that.
broadcast from the
Yeah,
monkey races.
Maybe we'll do that.
All right.
Why don't we close out the show? I want you to talk about. It's not far away. It's less than a month. So you can talk about the big Mike Keegan taping. If you want to talk about anything else going on this weekend, you want to talk about a little merch talk, whatever you want to go, take off, buddy.
All right,
Go ahead.
So, first of all, most importantly, thank you guys for listening. Please check out on either direct message me or Mark, or go onto my Instagram or Facebook page. You'll see my Linktree link. Click on there, and you can watch all the past episodes and get some of our beautiful merch that Sally's wearing now, and support the show.
Yeah, baby.
That's how it's going to keep us going. And 1 month from tomorrow, August 27th, right here at Governor's Comedy Club in the Giggle Room, I will be taping my 1 hour special. It's going to be awesome. It's produced by Black Label Records. There was just an article about it in the East Meadow Patch this past Thursday. If you guys are able to go back and look at that, it's on my page. So right here, Governor's Comedy Club, tickets at govs.com for my 1 hour special called Captain America. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be some surprise guests. Carlos hosting. Get your tickets now, please, and let's sell this bitch out and have some fun.
Awesome.
A lot of good stuff going on at Governor's Comedy Club this weekend. Right here at the club in Governor's on the main stage, you're going to have Joe Matarese. Very funny guy. Just opened his own comedy club. One of the top acts in the country. You go to the Brokerage Comedy Club, I think on Friday, you're going to get Chris Roach.
Okay.
One of my best friends and one of the funniest guys around. And on Saturday, you're going to get Mick Thomas, another very funny Long Island guy.
Great. Terrific.
And then I think Chris Frangiola is going to be at the Brokerage on Thursday.
Okay.
He was on Chelsea lately.
Yep.
And
Excellent
Long
comic.
Island guy.
I know Chris. Yeah.
And then out in at McGuire's, I forget who's out there, but it's going to be a
It's going to be a good show.
Going to be a great
Gonna
show.
be a good
Always
show.
All three clubs. Thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
Get your tickets to my special, all the shows at Governor's. Thank you, Governor's Radio. You're going to listen to all the shows on there.
Silly Sally,
Tony
Tony for managing
comedy.
the club. The what do you call this studio? Thank you for listening to episode number 2020. We appreciate it. We love you. We're happy to be back, and we'll see you next week with a vengeance. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, guys.